welcome to Breakfast Central here on a Tuesday morning, reaching you live from the city of aquatic splendor. Yes, Lagos, the commercial nerve center of Nigeria. You're welcome to Breakfast Central. This is where we bring you the latest updates in news, information, trending stories, everything you need to just start your day right. And two handsome faces and a beauty to behold.
Thank you very much. Lord, you're far too kind. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, wherever it is you're watching us from, and especially to our YouTube viewers. Thank you for always engaging with us. We see your comments. We love to take them. We will take them all through the course of the show this morning. Remember that we're streaming live on YouTube at News Central TV. My name is Olive MOD, and I'm very delighted to be here this morning.
And my name is Joe Hansen. Thanking you for joining us here on Breakfast Central on a Tuesday morning. It's day 2. Funnily, we just started the week just a few hours ago. How a funny time flies. But then again...
It's not flying.
It's flying. So many things are happening. Activities.
So many activities happening. I mean, yesterday ended for me on a rather sad note. And that's because of the loss of Malcolm Jamal, the star kid at the Bill Cosby, on the Bill Cosby show, who eventually died yesterday. Many would say, oh, wow, okay, how does that concern? But you see, when you are so close to someone on screen and you grew up,
who's a part of our childhood, our generation.
He forms your childhood. I don't know about Olive, but
No, I told you I'm not in your generation.
Okay, yeah.
Please, I'm Gen Z.
Olive is our little sister.
I'm a Gen Z.
Yeah, she's coming on. It's okay.
Thank you so much, my boss. Thank you so much. You know, I'm saying it's giving period. And that's, you know...
But it was sad, especially the way in which he died. And for me, it kind of like instilled a fear that I usually have.
He drowned.
Whenever people say, let's go for vacation, let's go, I try as much as possible to, people try to take the risk, you know, skydiving, bungee jumping, all of that. Nah, you wouldn't see me do that. You wouldn't see me do that. Yeah.
That's me.
Well, you wouldn't see.
I would still do it.
Dare. No, I wouldn't dare.
And it's always good. I think parents should encourage their children from a young age. That's when it's easy for them to conquer the fear of water. Swimming lessons. Swimming is not...
Swimming is a life skill.
You can't swim very often.
It's a life skill.
I can't swim.
It's a life skill. You should encourage your children to swim.
I agree with what Benga is saying. I agree with what Benga is saying. I started learning some years ago. I got a coach. And I
teach.
Yeah.
Mami water. If you see Mami water.
But our condolences and our prayers and thoughts. Whenever you hear of people, especially like those who are key figures in shaping how we grew up, people who are like public figures, it just touches the heart. Yesterday was the service of songs for Kayode Peters as well, held in Victoria Island at the Trinity House. And it was just, I saw it and I just thought to myself, my goodness, I remember how this man was such a huge part of everybody's story. You could see everyone who shared a story about Kayode Peters talking about how he believed in them, how he gave them the first role, the impact that he had in the career. I also have in some way benefited from him because the only time that I ever got to be on Flatmate was because of Kayode Peters. So I'm hoping that all the love and all the kind words and flowers that his family are seeing that people are giving him on social media can warm their hearts and in any way, I really don't have the words to say. When it comes to death, and I really never have the right words to say, but may he so rest in peace.
Amen.
Very sad.
Okay, for some negative stories, not so bright stories, let's move to some positives. But our wake-up conversations, they say, let there be peace. And it seems like there's peace. Let there be peace in our hearts. Peace in our soul, in our home, everywhere.
In the nations of the world, especially in the Labour Party.
Okay, what's the gist?
Okay, there's a video that circulated that Datti Baba-Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party at the 2023 elections, of course he ran with Peter Obi. The reports have it that there seems to have been peace. He's actively said, one, that he hasn't left the Labour Party. He's talked about having, still being a part of the Labour Party. In respect to the coalition, he said the coalition is not really like a I don't know if he said it's not a political party, but it's a coalition and that a number of them haven't left their political parties. When asked if there's any form of issue between him and Peter Obi, he clearly said no. There's no issue between him and Peter Obi. That, in fact, I saw a video that said it would be easier to break up APC than to divide what exists between him and Peter Obi, and I thought, oh, wow. Yeah. That's really very, very interesting. And but we'll take a look at the video now, and we'll come back.
Refer yourself to your former position. I have attended and I have listened to the coalition attempts, yet I still remain in Labour Party. I am not one to sleepwalk into any political arrangements. I call on all well-meaning politicians and members of Labour Party not to sleepwalk and allow themselves to be led into what they still are not comfortable with. I must say, in the past, a coalition was made, and in the past, a sitting Nigerian government was voted out. I note with pleasure that this is what we as Labour Party did in 2023 and what we are about to do again in 2027. I note again that the coalition genuinely plans and intends to vote out the misruling APC. However, the government that follows is even more important than the act of removing a government itself. A government was removed, and what followed after was disaster. So I'm saying that I, personally, am more of the opinion that it is the kind of government that we form that is more important to me, not just the act of removing the APC. To be accorded the privilege of attending this important meeting. Labour Party is not a party to walk away from. The successes, the history that Labour Party of Nigeria has recorded is unique and unprecedented. We presented clear records and evidence of 10 million votes scored in the last election, thereafter reduced to 6.1 million votes. And for that, I still remain. Labour Party is not a party to walk away from.
All right, that will be the Abure-led NEC meeting by the Labour Party. We saw Datti Ahmed, who is the vice presidential candidate. A number of the reactions we've seen are people asking, what exactly is Datti Ahmed doing with Abure, knowing that there are two factions in the Labour Party, the Abure-led faction and the Senator Ninadi Usman-led committee.
The Lamidi Papa faction will not be happy with you.
Please.
Yeah, well, it's not worthy of being called a faction.
Please. The two most notable factions.
Ninadi Usman.
Of the, and the Abure-led
Abure.
party.
Where do you put Lamidi Papa?
So, Papa's, we've not seen
put him in our Papa.
We've not seen him in a long time.
I think he has calmed down.
Yeah, but what we see here has raised the dust. And the dust is raised is that people are starting to think if there truly is a problem within and inside of the Labour Party because you've seen the vice presidential candidate of Mr. Peter Obi sitting with the Julius Abure-led faction of the Labour Party.
Are you wondering what Ninadi Usman would think about this?
Exactly.
It's sitting with the enemy.
Exactly, because the same person, the same presidential vice president, in quote, was equally with the same Ninadi Usman's faction.
For a long time.
Just not too long ago when they all also gathered. So one is wondering, are they still together? Meanwhile, on Friday, if I do recall, if my memory serves me right, Governor Alex Otti and the Datti Usman-led faction also had a meeting. They had a meeting just last week where they had called for peace in the party, and they all met. That story was all over News Central, especially on Saturday, if you caught it, Friday/Saturday, where they all met. They discussed why they need to move forward, and Governor Oti was clearly stating that it's time for them to sheath their swords. They need to move ahead. So one is wondering, maybe there's some form of reconciliation within the party system and structure.
I kind of go with that flow, because, I mean, Mr. Datti Ahmed says he's vowing to unite the party, and you also said you saw Datti Usman with Governor Alex Oti. So these are the peace moves that are coming to fruition. They're bearing fruits of peace. So I don't think it's something we should be worried about. I don't think there's any betrayal here. We're seeing the first steps of them, you know, sheathing swords and coming together, hugging. Labour Party will be back to Kumbaya, and things will be better.
To be honest, I'm not holding out hope in this regard. It's great to see him.
You like disagreements.
It's not like I like disagreements. I'm working with the facts of what we've been seeing, the antecedents of what has happened in the Labour Party, and what happens with a number of political parties, which all things have passed.
All things have passed. Would you have imagined Datti Ahmed sitting with Julius Abure?
Datti Ahmed hasn't
So what happened to the accusation of the money that was looted, allegedly, by...
all the corruption allegations would be swept under the rug? No.
Have you guys heard of the phrase forgive and forget? Do you not know what happened in Lagos State House of Assembly? You forgive and forget.
So how does that affect the credibility of the political party now?
Now, that's for the analysts to dig in.
You're an analyst.
Benga is just being sarcastic in case
I
can't be sarcastic. I don't live on sarcasm.
Hey, you're dry.
Are they not all and the same now?
So honestly,
you have a point.
I'm not holding on to the hope of seeing that being something that will morph into reconciliation, not because I do not want the Labour Party. I mean, I'm not an interested party in this matter. I'm just a broadcaster here doing my job. But from what we've seen, the trajectory of what we've seen, I would like for them to shock us. It would be great for the Labour Party to shock us and put their house in order. Typically, I mean, we don't usually see Datti Ahmed involved in these kind of conversations. It's always either a Peter Obi, or we're seeing the leader of each faction coming to speak about this. Peter Obi hasn't left the party. Datti Ahmed has said there's no issue between him and Peter Obi. I guess we just have to fold our hands and see what happens next, and if the Labour Party is able to get out of the woods and find a middle ground that will prepare them for the elections. So far, the only person we know who has boldly left his political party, the only flag bearer that we know that has resigned from his political party to be with the ADC is Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. In that video as well, Datti Ahmed said something in the line of, it's a coalition, it's not a political party, and I'm a bit confused about that. Because
I want to also highlight something very instructive, and I think Nigerians need to really pay very good attention to what he said about the statement that we just don't want to take power for the sake of power, that the last time a coalition agreement happened, the government that followed through was worse. So they want to have a better government. It's not just, by any means necessary, let's stick power.
Is that what Datti Ahmed is saying?
After, that's what he said.
But guess what? That's also what the ADC is saying. Yesterday we had George Ashiro on the show, and that was what he was saying. When we asked him about the issue of conflict of ideologies between all the different bigwigs coming together to be under the ADC, and that is it not just, is there not going to be a clash because all of them are looking to kick out the current administration and usher in a new one? They said no, it's a people-up approach that the ADC applies from ward level to the highest level, and that at the end of the day, they just want to produce a viable opposition. Everyone can say
before.
Exactly. Everyone can say what he wants.
Good luck, Jonathan, to the Buhari administration.
I guess in time we'll find out.
It's easier said than done, because what you have in a coalition is the fact that you have ideologies on the table. So who would drop his own idea and will be willing to sacrifice either his position, his thoughts, his what he is futuristic.
I really don't think
to
political play in Nigeria is that sophisticated when you talk about ideology. We're still dealing with Maslow's. We're still dealing with Maslow's hierarchy of needs: healthcare, education, security. So all of them would align on that. Who doesn't want?
So it's easier. It's easier said than done. We're three on this table. If we're to put up 10 agendas, or let's just say 5,
all of us would,
and we're told to pick just 3 out of the 5, I can bet you that it will be different.
Security, education, economy.
We'll pick majority of
security, education, economy.
No.
At least we must find a middle ground.
Hold on. That's what I said. I said, hold on. Let's leave the security, food, education.
What else?
Hold on. I'm aligning it in. I'm putting it in line with what we do, our profession. These are politicians. You are looking at it from
they have day
citizens' point of
view. They have
not
day
all
jobs.
of them. They don't
a lot of them
all
are
have
also
day
professionals.
I can tell you that they don't all have day jobs.
Okay, let's move away from politicians. Let's move away from politicians and talk to a category of people.
16K launch.
Let's move away from politicians and talk about a group of people that have, in some cases, protected politicians.
Yes, and they've come in the firing line. I saw comments yesterday, and it went. I mean, it was peaceful at first, and then the convener, Mr. Omoyele got into a scuffle, and the comment section said, "We told you before that you should leave these people. You went to fight for them." And then other people said, it's a family matter, so we're not going to interfere.
Okay,
let's just.
All right, so first of all, I think we're talking about, I mean, I know I had said people who are protected politicians, and that's because usually when you are a public office holder, you have...
They protect all of us.
They protect all of us, yes. Why I said that was because part of the criticism people are saying, bringing up in this time is, but people are the ones that have the VIP escorts. Once you've become an influential person, a politician, at the end of the day, you are entitled to a lot of VIP. That does not, however, dumb down the cries that we're hearing. The videos, we're going to play 1 or 2 for you, the videos that we've seen of policemen who have served their country for 30 years, 35 years, taking home 1.7 million naira and 2 million naira as pension, it's despicable, to put it mildly. There's no other way to put that. Last month, we played a video, and we talked about it here, of a policeman who had said he would reject is it 2 or 3 million naira that he was being given for his pension. So they've gone out to the streets and they're demanding better, because how do you expect these people to put their lives on the line to protect the average Nigerian when they know that their future is not even guaranteed? Let's take a look at this video of Isaac Fayoshe, who was out there protesting with them as well.
This payment is too poor. How can you pay someone 93,000 and you don't want him to collect bribe? It's like beating a pikin. You don't want the pikin to cry. And now we, the masses on the street, that is suffering this thing. Because if you don't pay them well, they will come to the street and say, give us bribe. So it is time for us to review their salary. Let us start paying them what we are paying senators. Let us start paying them what we are paying House of Rep. Instead, let's pay House of Rep what we are paying police. Let's make House of Rep part-time. Pay them the money you are paying police instead of paying police peanuts. They buy their uniform. Everything about police, they buy them themselves. Is it a vigilante group? No, we must pay police well. At least minimum must be 500,000 to 1 million a month. So that's what we are fighting for, because it's the masses on the street that is suffering for underpayment. How can someone serve a nation for 35 years and you are paying him 2 million? And
I am saying that the IG, the deputy inspector, the IGs and AIGs, let them come to our help. They should remember that when they came out from Polak, when they came out from police colleges, as the case may be, we are the one that taught them how to write in the routine diary. We are the one that taught them police duties, practical police duties. Most of us, we accommodated them. Most of us, we fed them. And now they are biting the fingers that fed them. Quite unfortunate. What kind of wickedness in Nigeria? Wickedness to the core. So I am pleading that, please, that IG, the DIG, the AIGs, they should put their minds together and come to our help. They should not.
The citizen of the country, and after that, after 35 years, nobody to protect you. Nothing, totally nothing, because most of the retirees in the community, they are nothing. They are nothing. If in your house you are nothing, because there's nothing more in your pocket, you don't even have anything to do. You don't even have money to feed yourself. You cannot even buy ordinary Panadol because nothing was given to me. For the past 1 year, I have not received 10 kobo, and I have worked for this country. I have used all my useful age, useful bone, whatever I want to talk, to work for this country, and after that, nothing was given to me. Then I need to force out. And this one, the Nigeria can quench this. I'm not even talking about police. I'm talking about the Nigeria as a whole. They can quench this now by listening. Otherwise, they will see another thing. It will be more than answers. Because everybody are talking about police. Remember, police boss, you can complain to them about police. They will dismiss that police. But when
did we come here to come and drink water? Any one of now, we go betray on ourselves. When I know, say, now in our life, you can see policemen are suffering. There's nowhere in Africa, I'm not even talking about the world, where police are treated the way Nigerian policemen are treated. And I keep telling them, any serving police should look at the retired ones.
That is your future.
That's your future is here to visit you. That's it. That's the future of anybody that's wearing uniform now. We get big stomach. In 2 years after retirement, the stomach will go down. Yes.
Very sad reality from Moyele Shore there, talking about that statement is a very strong statement that your future has come to visit you. Look at your future. And yes,
rapt attention while the policeman, as he was a policeman listening to his senior policeman ranting,
retired,
and he was just there. He's just thinking, my God, so is this going to be more than another few years?
Like. So, Benga, we now see where Nigeria's problem is coming from. When we talk about insecurity, when you pay a security officer peanut, you expect him to sacrifice his life for you to protect lives and properties, that a property that he knows he can stare at, he will never own. Hence why you see this so much, angst or attack, or you could say anger from these police officers who are not being paid well, and when they met it out on the citizens,
we're still talking about payment. I mean, you need to even visit where they reside. It's not fit for purpose. And if you look at global best practices for policing around the world, they are paid a certain amount of money. That's why they're treated with dignity. You can't go to Singapore and even imagine trying to offer a policeman a bribe, because his appearance alone, these guys have to buy the uniforms. I
think that's the most shocking part for me. The fact that they're the ones buying the uniforms.
It's always been.
I mean, and they're working for the federal government. But I understand the issues. But does the IG have the power and the Police Service Commission to increase their wages and make them fit for service as they should? And also a holistic overhaul of the Nigerian police force to make them responsive to the citizenry, to protect and serve with dignity? That's the question, because everything goes back to the Ministry of Finance and the government. The doctors want an increase in pay, which is legitimate. Everybody has legitimate grievances. So if you're the government, what do you do in this situation? How do you prioritize?
It's simple.
Yes.
Just to solve this problem, it's very easy. The National Assembly is sitting down discussing Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. This is the most important conversation the National Assembly should be having. Have a complete 7-day sit-down. Moyele Shore has called for a reform. He's not the first. There are people who have equally called for reform. So start to look at how you can reform the police, the Nigerian police. And how do you do that? One of the ways that has to do with the reform is they must start earning well. Pay not 50,000 naira, not 70,000 naira, constable and so on. No, pay them well. I like the point Fayose said, that imagine switching gears. Let the senators and the police officers earn.
But that's also a very good suggestion.
I bet you no senator will sit there and be talking about prayers. Nobody. And nobody will say, I've sent prayers to your inboxes. It will never happen, because everybody will start looking for business or work to do. And that's exactly what we have in the UK and others, where you see so-called people in the parliament. They know that my wages are well known to the public, and therefore my wages it's
not excessive.
It's commiserate. It's not exactly.
As we are here, the payment is shrouded in secrecy. It's why when we're having, this is a serious state of emergency case with the police, with the healthcare sector. Just, I think it was last week, we had the first vice president of the National Medical Association joining us to talk about how they will go on a strike. They're not like they're on a strike because
and nobody
they want.
Said anything.
I mean, nobody has said anything. They want better pay,
it should be
better
like
wages
13 or 14 now.
of the strike. Nothing has happened. So again, our lawmakers, how well are they dealing with this? Or really, again, like Joe said, is the problem with the lawmakers to deal with?
They're going on a 2-month recess.
2-month recess, and the police are calling for their money. Can you understand? Can you now begin to understand where the problem lies?
It's very painful. You give 35 years of
35 years,
life.
you collect 1.7 million naira as pension, then you're now paid 40,000 naira
as gratuity.
As gratuity.
Yes.
What can 40,000 naira buy?
I mean, I would hope that there will be legislative instrument that will be employed to try and solve this and try to fix this, and that the government sees the very tiny thread that we're standing on that could snap any moment. Because imagine what happens if the police now decide to withdraw their services, withdraw their protection, and go on a strike. If the police, imagine, you remember what the man says, one of the men that was interviewed, he says it will be worse than NSAS.
Benga, I remember your question to Moyo that what if the police decide to go on, embark on this protest, and the criminals
it's not a call to anarchy.
The criminals are
going to be chaos.
Everywhere is empty. Let's do our business. Maybe the problem is we're not praying for that. We don't want that because the citizens, innocent citizens, in quotes,
everybody
will
be
the ones to face the brunt. So we don't want that. But then again, where the IG, spoke with them, inviting them in for a meeting, and then came out and said he's heard them. The video we also
that they already started working on.
That they're also working
complaints.
on. But this statement was also made by former IG now, where he also said, oh yes, that the police are looking into their salary, wages, or the name fails me now. We'll check again. But I remember vividly and clearly that statement was equally made in the past, not by one IG, but even the previous one before this one and the other. So they keep making these statements, but the police officers are not seeing it in action. Therefore, you have this protest.
And I think the current high command of the Nigerian police should know that they're just a few years away from retirement, and they would come back to the cycle. So if I was there, I would, pour the water ahead, wet the ground, so that when I retire, I'll come into this new system. I would be on overdrive to make sure it benefits everyone. Because, it's a very risky job. People don't know the type of jobs they do. They don't get to, they're on the streets at night, 24 hours, 365.
Can we also talk about the reports we've heard about when something happens to the Nigerian police officer and their family dies in the barrack, and their family living in the barrack, that all of a sudden, I don't know if that's still the practice, but we've seen people complain about them being asked to leave the barracks right after, not too long after their husbands.
Have you even forgotten that, besides, they even sold one of the barracks in Ikoyi there.
Oh, yes, the Falamo barracks has been sold.
And some of them were given 1.5, 2 million to leave.
Do what?
And go and look for another place.
Even in Kano.
Please, can 2 million rent you any apartment?
Let's even imagine
to
that
private.
is able to rent them one apartment.
And they're also, it's part of the investigations. The House of Representatives. It's one of the investigations the House of Representatives made. You know the Falamo barracks, that's the beginning of Bodilon, one of the most expensive real estate locations in the whole country.
What are they going to build there?
It's gone to private hands. Bompai barracks in Kano too. My father happened to grow up there because my grandfather is a retired, he served in the Nigerian police. It's been sold, it's been broken, it's been sold. These are historical monuments and sites that we should keep for posterity, but it's been sold to private hands. And the House of Representatives is currently investigating the police on the sale of those barracks.
So the House of Representatives is investigating the police on the sale of the barracks, that which you mentioned, the one at Falamo, and so on and so forth. We would follow this story here at News Central closely like we've started, and we'll get to find out what will be done.